holy hell. Oh, I about knocked that off. Did you get in here before I even, like, there was a comment waiting on me before I even got going. So that's awesome. It's awesome. So what are we going to do today? First of all, golly, I'm getting anal. I thought that was straight. Now it's not straight. Now it's the other way. I'm move it that way. All right. There we go. So we did see Sean. Hopefully some other people are in here. How did Sean comment and then disappear? Where you at, buddy? I don't see anybody in here, and that's going to be really disheartening because if I don't get some kind of online validation, I get sad every day, which is not true, by the way. What's going on, wise guys? What's going on, Brendan? So, a few things. First of all, let's do a little housekeeping as to what's going on with Olympus. As much as I can tell you what's going on, Crypto Balls. Matt H. Simpled. Hope I get all those right. How long was I a cop? Well, I still am a cop. That ends in June. Yes. And it will be about, it'll be 24 years, 6 months, and a day in law enforcement in general, with 22 plus years of those as a police officer. So that's how long I've been a cop when the time comes. What's going on, Jamie? How's it going, Amy? So, Jamie and Amy, it kind of rhymes. So here's what is going on today. One, you're probably, notice the nice fireplace, little supplemental heat, kind of calms the mood, keeps me in. You probably wonder why in the hell you haven't seen a video from us in a few days, right? Because today is Tuesday by my accounts, and usually we drop no, today's Monday. Sorry, my schedule's off. I went to a 5-day work week instead of a 4-day work week, and it is fucking with me hardcore. Usually we drop a video on Sunday, which means we actually drop it on Monday because we're always running a little bit late, and it's not ready yet. Not here today. It ain't gonna be ready. And here is why. So Kurt is currently working on what's going to end up being a pretty large announcement for us, something I'm really excited about. It's going to be a little bit bittersweet when we share it with you, which we will share with you in a video form when it is ready. He is working really, really hard to get that done, which is going to cut into the time he has to edit. So he's not going to be able to get that done, right? But we will probably be filming that just after the Christmas break, because we all do a little Christmas family stuff, kumbaya, and then you will get to see it. So that is going to be very, very exciting. And I, for one, cannot wait. For you guys on Patreon, when we're done here, I'm going to go to Patreon, talk to you about this month's special, and I'm going to go ahead and clue you guys in on what is currently happening, has already happened, etc., etc., etc. So that's what we're going to do. And what we really wanted to share with you today, since we did not have a traditional video ready, they're filmed, it's just, that's a lot of work to get them up, posted, edited through, and all that. And with him having to get something else going that's way more important for Olympus Reptiles in one video, he's just, I got to cover this. No big deal, right? So what we decided to do is we have several clutches that we need to identify fully and post. We're going to just kind of show you our process for doing that. We're going to show you the babies. Feel free to chime in on what you think they are, especially on some of them. We'll tell you the pairings, and some of them, one of them especially, the first we're going to do, so I can kind of go in order. We have about 4 clutches to do this with. We're going to share with you why in the holy hell it's taken us so damn long to do this one. And this one has taken a long time. So, Caleb, if you're ready.
Yep.
So this also means that Caleb has to work like a crazy man, because I get to sit here and talk and share with you. He has to fetch babies. He has to probably make and post labels. That sucks, doesn't it, buddy?
No, not really. It's not bad.
Because I'll do the sexing. I'll do the chit-chatting. We're going to start with clutch number 32 out of, I think we did 44 this year. The rest of them all being the 40. So this is an albino possible het exanthic. We have not proven the het exanthic out. I hope to do that this year, because this year we're putting that same female to a snow male. So we should prove it out one or the other. And then we'll know if these are 50% possible hets or not at all. But the mom was an albino possible exanthic. The dad was a Tofino. So what we know is every baby is going to be visual, albino, or Tofino. That's what we know. So why we set on it so long? Because you're thinking, Matt, there's only 2 damn options there. Why is this so hard? When albinos and Tofinos are born, they're really, really difficult to call at birth, and you just can't do it. You can't do it with good accuracy. The color has to come in, and it's going to come in with the lab and the Tofinos. So that makes it very, very difficult. So this is a clutch that every time we do Tofinos, we know we're going to have to just sit on for a long time before we can share them with you. We ready?
Yep.
All right, so the first baby is coming. It is 223201, and Caleb said he's colorblind, so he can't do this very well. So you got this guy here. And if you look, anybody got a guess what we think we're looking at here? Again, there's two options, albino or tofino. I know the camera's not going to pick it up. Let me get the color that actually will show a little bit better for the live, which tends to be the pop. Yes, that's the one that will show you better. Ah, it was Caleb moving in the back. So see this one, yeah, and that's what makes it hard, Daniel. I actually think this is a tofino. That's what we're going to call it right now. The telltale's up here in the neck, and you can see that's just not a very pure white. It's got that lavender look to it, and in the head. So I do think we are looking at a tofino here and not an albino, because the contrast is going to be lower in these than what they will in albino. We'll pull an albino out here in a minute. So we're going to call this a tofino for now. Now, I have been wrong on these before. So that's a dude. So this will be a little tofino male. I'll give it back to you when you're ready. And that is going to be 223201. I didn't go in here and I log it in my system. There was a total of 6 eggs and 1 slug. I think we might have lost one of these. I don't remember. We'll find out in a minute. So yeah, Rick, I'm with you. Anna, I'm with you. I do believe that's the tofino. Now, as they age more, it'll become much more apparent. So yes. Albino black pastel, female albino, love my channel. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Fly Eagles Fly. Although if Fly Eagles Flies in reference to Philadelphia Eagles, you're one of the teams. 2 teams will whoop the shit out of my Vikings this year. And then your Eagles are one of them. So next up here, oh yeah. What do you think on this one, Caleb?
I don't know. It looks like the other one, but I thought the other one was an albino.
So again, we're seeing, and the camera's not going to pick it up too well, but you're seeing a lot of lavender through there. I think we have another tofino here. That's what I think. This one's thicker, chunkier monkey than the last one. We're going to call that a female right now, but it's going to need a recheck. So, what are some tricks to get a new baby ball python to eat? He's a hypo-inchi male. Well, the red eyes will be on the tofinos too. I mean, they're there across the board because tofino is a form of albinism, and with the tofino, it's half albino, half toffee. So, but the reason I said it needs a recheck is there's a little bit of red. So I want to recheck that one later when it gets a little size to see if it's actually a female or if I'm missexing a male. So we put a little question mark in our system that tells me I need to do that. So. And yeah, what I would do is try feeding a different item and get something very small that can't hurt it and just leave it in there for a few days. See, this is where I start to question myself because this one's looking tofino-like too. But again, we're just not seeing white. And that's what you're really looking for, is to see lavender show up. You got a speck on you. Is that dirt or what we got going on? Yeah, it's a piece of dirt. And you can really see this one in the head. There, you know, so. And here, I'll show you some adult tofino eyes, if you give me just 1 second.
We're going with tofino.
Yeah, we're going to call some tofino too. That one's definitely a male. Definitely a male. And that should be a 03. Well, he's working the next one. Since somebody's asked about the eyes on tofinos. You're not going to be able to see it as well in the adult because of the way she's set him. But she's going to have a reddish eye in there too. And this is one of our adult toffinos we've personally raised up. She's almost so purple she looks like a toffee. So, that's albino. Now, whale? Shit. So this is one that's going to be hard to tell. It could be a low expression tofino, but we're going to call this an albino right now. And I just see less lavender along the back, right? I saw someone sold their first snake yesterday. That is awesome. The head still has a little bit. That's just because we're still growing. But when you don't have that lavender back through there at all at this size, especially right here is the place you'll see it the most, is right here on the sides. And I'm just not really seeing it as lavender as the other ones. I think we're going to call this one an albino for now. Now, anytime you're dealing with albinos and toffinos, these are snakes I don't sell as quick as I do the other ones. I'll call that one a female with a recheck too. And the reason for that is simply because even at this stage, we're much better at telling what they are, you know, but it's not an exact science, right? And well, again, we're nitpicking hairs, and we're doing it in person. You're doing it on camera, so the other ones will be a little more different to see, and you're going to see me struggle on some of the other ones too, because these are animals I've made for years. I've made albinos and toffinos. That's an albino, I think. And again, this one looks to me to be a little more albino-y. You can see there's just a lot of white there in the sides. You know, it's not as much lavender. And like I say, these are ones we're going to recheck multiple times. And to give you an idea too, when we're sizing these things up, other than the first one, which is a little bit smaller than the rest, these are all pretty close to the same size. So let me put you on this thing here. I mean, this thing's probably sitting at like 91 grams. And these are snakes that even though I could put a little purple dot on them and sell them, I don't. I don't list them as ready yet because I'm not 100% sure on the ID. So we'll give these guys, you know, that's the problem with some of these. That's a micro dick male. Those other two also kind of have that, I mean, a little bit of redness to them, but I couldn't get it to pop. That one's visually popping, so it's just a micro dick male. So we got one more left. Do we have one more left?
Yeah.
We did lose one then, didn't we?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I thought we did lose one of those that just failed to thrive. So let me save this before this computer locks up, because it does that frequently in this program. So in there, it looks like we got 3 toffinos, 2 albinos, and I'll come back in a few months if you guys remind me, and I'll update you and tell you how wrong I was. So what's our next clutch, Caleb?
41.
41. Scrolling down to 41. 41 was a Het Snow Spider times Het Snow. I think we only have 3 of these. So there's not a whole lot of these to do. And so we'll not... What program I'm just using free open office, and it's really in a spreadsheet. You know, I mean, there's nothing scientific here. You scan program. This works really, really well for us. So we should only have 3 babies here. So everything is going to be possible het axanthic, possible het albino if it's not visual. And the only incomplete dominant gene we're looking for here is going to be spiders. So these should be fairly easy to identify. We're going to have albinos, axanthics, and spiders, and normals, right? So not too difficult. And I don't even remember what we have. Well, this one's pretty simple. This one, and boy, when you look at this one, it makes you think those other ones were all toffino, doesn't it? So this is an albino for sure, possible het axanthic. Here you can see the sides, but look how banging on the contrast is on this thing. Now it is a little smaller than the other ones, but not a whole lot. It took a big poop in there too, didn't it? I can tell by looking, it had a big bowel movement, emptied itself out. That's good. So we're gonna go ahead and sex this thing, and again, oh, you're still gonna, you just took that too. Gross. I think you're a girl. Ew. Ew, 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 ew. We have to recheck you though, because you still got crap coming out of you, like literally. And you pooped out probably, I bet it pooped out 20 grams of weight.
That was a good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So 224101. And this one is an albino, possible het axanthic. We gotta make sure that thing gets a good meal in it. It should have a good meal. Well, it's not yeah, it is pos het axanthic. It'll be a 66% possible het. We're going to call it a female. I'm going to put a question mark on that. Just because I often recheck my females. I don't have to recheck my males. And on that one, I couldn't push real hard because it started wanting to piss everywhere. So, yeah. Love Tyler's. Which Tyler we talking? We talking about like Tyler Nolan or a different Tyler I'm not familiar with? Tyler Nolan. Tell you what, guys. If you want more Tyler Nolan in your life, go on to, I think it's Paramount. And he was actually a contestant on a show called Ink Masters. Tyler Nolan's on Ink Masters at some point in his tattoo career. So that's kind of cool. Here is another albino. Now, this looks a lot like the ones we were showing you. You can see it's still not perfectly that pure white that's going to come out with a little bit of age, but definitely albino. And that's why it's so hard to tell the albinos from the toffinos. One thing here is the albinos are usually higher contrast, right? Than when they start, than the albino or than the toffinos when they're young. But again, on those kind of animals, just be patient, man. Be patient. Take your time. Don't get in a big hurry, because you want to sell somebody something that's correct. Now here we know because Tofino is not even a shot. Albino is. That's a dude. That's a dude. So it's an albino, 66% het axanthic
Male.
male. We should only have. Do we have one more there?
No, that one was that wonky spider.
Oh yeah, we did have a spider that was terrible and did not survive. That's right.
Didn't even tell what kind of morph it was.
Well, it was a spider.
Right, remember when we cut it though? It was like not a great expression of spider.
Oh yeah, and then yeah. So our next clutch will be 42, and 42 is a larger clutch. We have quite a few snakes here. So this is the one where I told you guys to see me struggling a bit. This is where it's at. Okay, so struggle bus time for me. We're going to be dealing with an Orange Dream paired to a pastel inchy ivory. So right off the bat, we know yellow bellies and everything. Where I'm going to struggle is Orange Dream. And that's just because I haven't worked with it a lot. So for those of you who are like, oh, you know, picking those out, you seem like you have a lot of experience. It just comes with time, right? It just comes with time. So can we compare an albino and Tofino side by side? I don't do that with those babies just because I don't want to get them mixed up when I put them back. I mean, for adults, all day long. When they get a little bigger, all day long. But right now, I mean, we could try, but I'm more, it's just, so we know this is yellow belly. I don't even need to look for yellow belly markers, but there they are because of the ivory. So yellow belly passed on. Now, what do you think, Caleb? You're more of an Orange Dream expert than me. Some of you chime in too. I'm going to give you guys a good view of what that is. I have not seen pastel personally.
I think it's just a yellow belly.
And I have not seen inchy in this. Yeah. So then the question comes down, are we just a yellow belly or are we Orange Dream yellow belly? That's where the question comes in. What says you?
I think I'm thinking just yellow belly.
It seems pretty damn bright though.
It does, but usually Orange Dream has a lot of white that comes up on the sides. And I'm not seeing that like I thought I would now. But well, there.
This is where it's difficult. Yellow belly is definite.
Yeah.
Definite. The question is there Orange Dream hiding in that yellow belly too?
I think just a nice yellow belly.
Just a nice yellow belly. Well, we'll go with that for the time being.
That's easily adjustable.
And it is easily adjustable. And here's the other thing. This thing's whole belly is colored. You don't get that very often. It's a dude. It's a dude. I'll give you that one back. And here's the thing too. I don't see inchy in that thing at all. Inchy's going to cross over a lot of stuff, and it's just not there. Yellow belly is definitely there. We're going to go with just yellow belly for now. As color comes in, if we decide to change it to yellow belly version, we can. But when in doubt, and that's where I'm at. Exactly where I'm at, Koi. The yellow belly is possibly Orange Dream in there. When in doubt, though, I'd rather sell that thing as a yellow belly and tell somebody through like the genetic paperwork we give that, hey man, it's something else weird. It's probably Orange Dream popping because Orange Dream is possible in the pairing, but this is what we know it is. So that was 224201. What do you think on this one?
I think that one does have OD.
Okay, now you're confusing the shit out of me because here's this one, and obviously it's yellow belly. There's no pastel in there. There's no inchy in there. You'd see the banding in the inchy with the pastel, or with the the yellow belly. It'd be pretty evident. Where do you see the Orange Dream? Because this looks a lot like the other one for me.
I think this one back here on this back half looks much cleaner and much.
Could you tell them both apart if you got them both out?
I think so.
Let's grab them. Let's compare. Let's show them what you're seeing.
Yeah, okay. For sure.
Because I'm not doubting you. This isn't. And some people think, oh, why are you being an ass to Caleb and doubting him? I'm not doubting him, but because he actually has dealt with more Orange Dream than I. When somebody's doing identifications, the way you're going to get good identifications is learning to see what they see. That's how I learned to spot yellow belly so well. So, what are you talking about here on the sides? Tell me what you're seeing.
So look.
Let's show them that
here.
Too.
This here is much more clean on this here. The orange, the blacks and the
less
yellows,
dirty speckle.
Yep, and much more. I guess clean's the word for it. I really don't know how to.
Yeah, there's less checking and speckling. Where's this white you're talking about? You're talking about like this shit right here? Right
so there? On Orange Dream, typically, and it may be different with Yellow Belly, but Orange Dream typically, you'll watch it'll come up on the sides kind of like what people talk about with the het
Oh,
clown.
like in that pattern right there, like it's
yeah,
outlined.
kind of like what the het clown influence is.
Okay, and yeah, you're getting that lighter spot right there that you're not really near.
If that one may just be a low expression one because I am seeing some things, but this one I am almost positive on that.
Let's sex this bad boy. So there you go. That's master class and what he sees versus. I'm gonna bet this is a dude just by its tail. Oh, and that's why people can't identify by just tail. That's a female, no doubt. Boop, boop, got it. So there we go. We got one Orange Dream. We still haven't seen the pastel or inchy come to fruition. So the yellow belly, where I really see on here, we don't have to even look for yellow belly because we used an ivory. So we know everything has to be yellow belly, right? It's there, bam, it's done. Unless you're going to retain sperm, which we're not. So where I see the yellow belly, and thank you, Somerville Serpents. I really appreciated that. That's awesome. Where I look for yellow belly is in the belly, and I'll show you on this one. This one's got something else in it, though. What you seeing in here? And y'all tell me if he's right.
This one's tricky. For sure, yellow belly pastel, without a doubt. No inchy, easy enough.
No, I don't see inchy.
Man. Because you also have a really nice line of yellow belly, which makes it slightly trickier. But I personally will say we'll double check this one, but I think just pastel yellow belly.
That's what I think. I think it's just pastel yellow belly. So let's look at the yellow belly since you guys were asking about it. Color can be an indicator, but yellow belly color can look just like a damn normal too. But if you look here, that's where you're going to get that checking. And it just, it's kind of hard to see it. When you combo it up, it gets a little bit more muddy. But like right in, well, this side's actually a better example of it for you. Right in, like there, you can really see it kind of going to town right through there. And that was what I was taught to look for by old Dave Karnowski. And once he showed me how to see that, I began to see it pretty easily and pretty clearly. And that's a good point. Like when you're trying to learn something, when you're brand new, if you can get some hands-on experience that can show you, then you'll be able to learn. And you, besides taking a poop in the dirt, are also a female. People will want to look for a yellow belly, and not all yellow. This one does have a yellowish tint to it, but not all yellow bellies will actually have a yellow belly. So there you go. Oh, well, thank you, Jay. I'm glad you found something you like. And we decided yellow belly pied on there, female, right?
Yep.
Not yellow belly pied. He just said, pied. I wish it'd be better. Call it a little pumpkin pie. Let me control save before this thing screws up on me. Bam. So yeah, it's and then Vincent says the yellow belly would be cleaner from the belly up until mid body. Then you'll see it get more dirty. Okay. Well, we're definitely seeing it cleaner on that one. So I think we're on point with what we're seeing so far, or what we're calling so far. I would like to see a little more Orange Dream, and I'm still waiting for the damn inchy to pop out in this clutch, but it is there. The pastel inchy ivory was proven to be everything, so we do know that for sure. And the Orange Dream we have is pretty obvious. And that was number 3, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. So usually this process goes. Oh, thank you, Daniel. I mean, we've got a few different lines running around in here. So there is that. Like, you got to know which line you're working with. I have another one that's a fire line. I have a really good fire line and a fire line that's not going to express as much. Oh!
That one's a tricky one.
So here, there's no pastel. Definitely yellow belly. This is where your inchy comes in for sure. And you can see it crossing through there. That's how I always spot inchy, just the overall color. And it tends to cross the back more saddle markings than it is like, the alien heads. And you'll see that all through there. So inchy's a definite winner here through the back end. I don't necessarily think Orange Dream's here. Do you?
No.
I just see yellow belly inchy.
Agreed.
So we're going to go yellow belly inchy. So the inchy's showing up. So you're going to do Lucifer and Lilith, hypo inchy, and Lilith is an inchy spider. Well, you're going to have everything be het hypo, and then you're going to be looking for basically inchy, super inchy, and spider inchy, and super inchy spider, and then het hypo. So I believe you're a female too. We're hitting the odds good on that. So, again, the Orange Dream is what we're really, really missing here, y'all. We would definitely like to have more. It is a girl. Oh, would you actually see that on there? Oh, you're just hoping. Yeah, I believe that one to be a female. Again, that's what we're going to recheck. YROR, thank you so much. You're only here to know me about the blood diamonds. It's getting me off some bits. So the blood diamonds, more of them are shed now. I'm just going back and forth with my whole back, and then we'll probably go ahead and drop them. And so we're going to do that a little different when the time comes. It's going to be mostly people telling me I want a male or female, and then first line we're just going to kind of go and assign them out. Bing, 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 bing. It's just going to be way easier that way than trying to do every single one of them for a show and pictures. And now, I'm going to call this one. You tell me if I'm right. Let me show you all this. Look at that, look at that, look at that. I still don't see pastel. So I think this is a yellow belly. Inchy. I think the Orange Dream's in here too. Am I right? Is that what you're getting? Thinking. What do y'all think? And here's why. The pastel would blush the head, and we'd have more blushing in the black. As nice as that black is, I do not think we have pastel playing around in there. So, oh, well, Ashley, appreciate it. Yep, Inchy, Yellow Belly, Orange Dream, Dakota. That's what I think too. Perfect, perfect. You can see the Inchy. Again, we're getting that crossing pattern and just the overall, they kind of add a little orange. This thing is very, very, very orange, right? So, really, really cool. Really, really awesome. And it's just, when you looked at the other one, the color here is so much brighter. So, yeah. Well, the Hellfires, we're going to sell some of them too, man. And, you know, that's going to be kind of a buyer beware deal because, oh, of course you would be, you little turd. It's a micro dick male. And the reason I say that is because we're still working through exactly what they are. You know, whether it's a new line of something that's already out or brand new. So we're going to be figuring that out. So if you buy into the Hellfire project, you're going to probably buy in at a lower price than it would be if we could guarantee it was something new, you know, but we also can't guarantee that. So you have to know you're taking a risk when the time comes. We do plan on releasing a couple more this year. We just got to get them to size and whatnot. But I don't plan on holding back everything from that. And then this coming season, as we're breeding them, we hope to get more answers, release even more. So, and some of the others might, but again, I'm of this mind that if I'm not sure, I'd rather sell less and have it be more than sell more and have it be less. You know, and we're all going to sell more and have it be less because we misidentify something. It's going to happen, but I want those mistakes to be rare than the other way around. I'd rather give a customer more, and even if it costs me, you know, a couple $100 because I gave a couple $100 away and misidentifying genetics. That's a better point for my name than anything. And I know for a fact somebody who you all have heard of, I'm not going to drop his name because it's not meant to be about anybody, who early on misidentified a scaleless head that at the time was an extremely valuable animal, you know, and the customer realized it after the fact. And, yeah. Or wait, now we're missing the Orange Dream, aren't we? Pastel's in that one.
Yeah, I think you're missing the other.
So we got the other three. And, you know, at the time, those were really expensive snakes. So that customer got a lot more than he bargained for, you know, and I think he even contacted the seller, and the seller was like, hey, man, you know, that's on me, enjoy it. And that guy got blessed with, like, probably what would have been $1,500 to $2,000 extra dollars at the time. You know, I guarantee you he's bought more from him or goes back to him because he knows that guy's going to look out for him. So awesome stuff there. And that's how you should do it. That's the way to do things right there. So anyway, we have what we think to be a pastel, yellow belly, Inchy. Don't think the Orange Dream's in this one. I'm not seeing it, you know. So in super butter, super letters, eye issues, you know what you consider an issue or common? Go get Disney eyes. I think you are a male. You may have some big ass scent glands though. So hold on a second, I'll cover that. Inchy, yellow belly, male. We were doing good on females, now it's working out. What I mean by they'll have Disney princess eyes is their eyes will be big, kind of bulge a little bit. It doesn't hurt them. They see just fine. It doesn't cause any problems, nothing like that. There's no issues whatsoever that are going to cause them injury. I mean, I guess one could argue if there's a whole bunch of clutter in the cage or out in the wild, they'd be more more apt to cut the eye scale. They shed fine, they do everything fine. So they don't bother me as that front at all. And their babies won't carry it because their babies only get one copy of the gene. So, oh, sorry, Daniel, I should have already put that thing back. But so it's really nothing to worry about at all. It's just not. So, no, Caleb comes back with what baby? He comes back with this baby here, which let me take a look. So, oh, damn. I think we're missing Inchy. But I think everything else is there. So I'm getting good at this. He agrees. Let me show it to you. I think we're missing Inchy, but I think we are having a pastel, and I really like this snake. Pastel orange dream yellow belly. The colors on this and the pattern honestly reminds me of when you start mixing blitz with certain things and you're getting this here, but the pattern's not as wonky. And then the tail pattern is really, really cool. This would be awesome with calico, because calico would just destroy all that, make it really weird. But that's what I'm saying, seeing there. And then here, your belly, because the other gene's in there, you're not going to get that checking. So we're having to identify the yellow belly mostly from the color, and right here on the side a little bit, you're going to see some of it, but mostly knowing it's in there. And just, you know, let me check you out. If you're a girl, you might have a home here. It is female. Woohoo! So pastel, we said yellow belly, and we said OD, female, bang. So anyway, Jamie, that happens. I've been shit on my head before. We were in the reptile zoo, and it was actually a thing, and this damn boa had gotten out somehow because somebody's stupid. Well, I shouldn't say they were stupid. They made a stupid mistake. And it's an asshole boa. And we're following it around and trying to get us up top. And we're all working on it so we can get it out from this where the light screen is without it hurting itself. And it just shits all down. Like, all down. So, I have had that bath before. And it was nasty. It was one of those shits where that snake wants you to get away from it. So, it just blah all over. It's, yeah. The highest form of love. You know, in some places, people would pay money to have animals or people do that to them. Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
This is,
it's
it, isn't it? Mm-hmm. We hit all four right there.
Yep.
So we've got the, what I think, all of them, right? So I see we have a few people in here. I think, Daniel, you're hitting on those ODs a lot. So let me know if you think we're wrong, but I think this is the quad. So, oh, come here, snake. So you can see the head here is going to give you the clear pastel, and you got that butterfly marker. That is going to be Inchy all day long. You can also see the crossing of the body. We talk about a lot with the Inchy. The pattern just looks different. And the colors are just turned up so much. Look through there. That thing is just banging spot on. And then, so I just mentioned how it hits hard by the tail. You're going to get some of that tail patterning going on through there.
And you can start to see that way I was telling you about creep up through there, up under there.
Yeah, we'll turn this around this side too so you can see the other side. Check it out, check it out, check it out. So I think right there, I think we may have the 4 gene. I think the whole kit and caboodle may be there. That's what I'm hoping for. Man, this thing's badass. So, for those of you who've seen it before, tell me what you think. Well, the head stamp is going to show up. The pastel is going to lighten that head stamp. So I don't really just look for head to tell me straight Inchy, but that head stamp, look at that too. Yeah. I think that's a girly girl though. Yeah. So we're going to, I'll be honest, guys, this one's probably not going to see the light of day. Sorry, Patreon. I'm going to go ahead and mark that with what I want to do with that.
This is 8, right?
This is 8.
Cool.
Yes.
Sure,
and that is a pastel, yellow belly, OD, Inchy, female. And I bought it. That is for me. Sorry, y'all. Keeping that one. Boom! So the head stamp usually going to equal the combo when it comes together because the pastel's light in that head and she's doing some crazy stuff to it and you kind of get the butterfly in there, I do believe. This is where you see that. Was that it or we got any more?
That is it.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, perfect. So anyway, guys, is there any more we need to do?
Yes, there's 2 more clutches.
2 more clutches?
Yep.
What's the other clutch?
40. Oh, sorry, I think just 1 more.
44?
44, yeah.
Yeah, because 43 totally light wiped.
Yeah.
It was only a 2-egg clutch, and one of them went to shit. One of them went to shit in the egg. Or the egg went bad, and the other one never crawled out. It crawled out with deformities and was done. So I had to. That was a retained sperm clutch, if I remember right, too. Wasn't that the one we had the accidental? Yeah, we had an accidental bell, and it was kinked up to all hell, and I had to euthanize it. So 44 is our last one.
Yep.
And this one will be a black pastel spider to a pastel exanthic. So it shouldn't be too terribly bad. So that what I got from you, I can't right now because we're still working with babies. And then we can show some of that. But right now, because I have to disinfect first, I have to go get it over there and do a lot with it. And Kayla has to disinfect because it takes a few months to do. So this one here is, everything is going to be head exanthic, right? So the pastels in play, black pastels in play, and spiders in play. So when we look at this snake here, where spider's obvious, right? Definitely obvious here. And what we're going to see is if you look at the head, you're going to see it's just kind of a different look. And notice this thing is not doing semicircles or anything either. And the pattern color reduction. To me, this was a black pastel spider. You're not thinking.
No.
You don't see that in the head?
Maybe. I think you're right, actually.
I think I'm right too. So we're going to call it that. We can always change it. And I just see it all day long right there. The only thing that could throw me off is a het cleaning things up, but I made enough het spiders over the years. And female.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoop. So, of course, the best thing here would be a pewter spider head exanthic. Now, what would really be probably the best would be the pewter without spider. If I could get a pewter head exanthic female, I would be tempted to put it in my pocket, possibly. It would have to kind of go through this year and really see how many we've kept and finish all that out, which we're going to probably do as soon as we get back from winter break.
So that was female.
That was female, yeah. To really make a decision on that. Now, and if you look, here, let's see here. I'll show you something. Look at the head on this thing here. We have a black pastel spider, if she's not. And you just get a little more reduction on that head. So you're still at the spider pattern. This isn't our line, so it's not as pretty. But the head just reduces. Yep. That's why I'm thinking that. Now you get a lot more patterning than that, but I think that's due to the not being my line of spider. So, I want to show Kel where I was seeing there. So, boss at Kurt's. Oh, boas are at Kurt's house. Yes. So, there is no keyholes, which could be the one holdback. But the thing is, when you deal with the spiders that we personally breed and what we used to breed them, a lot of times you're going to not get that. Although I think that one was actually the mom of that. So that could throw me off on what I'm looking for. Because if I'm using my line of spider and not that other line that came in, the line that I've which we just call spider, we don't call it like Olympus line, stupid shit like that. But we have been line breeding it since we started. We have line bred it to not have any keyholes on pretty much anything. So this here is going to be just a head. I don't see black pastel in it. It just looks to me like a normal, which is going to be a head, and the key to these is when you start getting these normals and everybody wants them to be something, and don't look too hard. If it looks like a normal, take a quick look at it. Don't try to convince yourself it's something otherwise. You'll see if it is when it gets a little bit of size to it, but don't try to make it into something it's not. What do you see here? Same thing?
I see normal.
Normal all day long. I didn't sex
it. I already
it
have it written out.
Did you?
Yeah.
But
I had head exanthic.
Head exanthic, which is what it really is, But don't try to convince yourself, that you somehow magically beat the odds. It's a girl, though. Because it's okay to make some of those. And if you're having to convince yourself that something's not a normal, then it's not. You should see it pretty much right away. And I wasn't trying, like on that black pastel spider, now I'm trying to convince myself it's not black pastel spider. I took one look at the head and said, looks like black pastel spider to me. But who knows? So, and again, right there is my point Well, yeah, and if you get something that looks like a normal, look at your markers. But if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. I've seen so many people post things and be like, "Oh, it's this." And I'm looking, going, "Where the fuck do you see that?" Because I don't see it at all. That is Xanthic. But I wanted to bring up, sorry, of course it's Xanthic. That is SK. But right away, I'm saying it's a normal, it's head Xanthic. It's okay to make these things. So people freak out about having that. And right there is somebody saying, "Hey, I want that." So yeah. I don't like call that pastel. My light sucks, obviously. It could be your light. I don't see pastel on that at all. To me, it looks like a normal. And sometimes you're going to have a little bit brighter colors when you start playing with your head. So it's going to look better, but definitely no pastel. Then here, you are going to have pastel. Not a very light head. I think we're getting the shed, but the colors scream pastel. This is a pastel. And I'm guessing, darn, because you're doing VPI, it is what it is. So pastel. Let's take a peek at you. Are you going to let me have your tail? Haha, got it. Ooh, you got a poop in there. We are not going to sex this one. It is going to take a shit. See that?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be a bad shit too. When you say let's get a little massage and get that going. Like as soon as I touched it, sort of like, yep, not doing it. So we do know that is a pastel head Xanthic. We're going to put it sex as a question mark. Because if I squeeze it, it has a poop right there at the butt. Some liquid and some hard. So if I give it a squeeze, it's going to blow shit. And I'd have to push a chunk of shit out before I could actually sex it properly to get my thumb where it needs to be input pressure. So in that situation, just let the damn thing set, take its shit, and then do it the next day or later on when you think about it. See, this is really reduced too.
Yeah.
Grab a normal spider. Any normal spider will do it. So this is what we're going to do. So this is how we're going to tell. Because again, the head on this one looks very, 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 very clean, right? Yeah, don't sex that thing then. And again, we don't have a lot of keyholes, but the mom on this case was our black pastel spider. So that we should have more of that because she has a ton of that. Look at the head difference. So
yeah.
That's where I'm seeing it. Don't you fucking bite me, you psycho. You're thinking about it. Don't do it. See if we can show you guys the head difference. It's just much cleaner. That's why I'm seeing black pastel in here. And just all together, it's just a cleaner animal. There you are. Oh, you seeing the same thing now?
I'll agree with you just because I don't know a whole lot, but I'm not seeing. And I'll show you why.
Can you find a head like that?
No, I can find this right. I just happened to peek ahead of time.
Did he cheat? He cheated.
To me, that looks more like mom.
It does. But it also has, see, that one, I'm telling you, this is not a normal spider. I've seen enough normal spiders all day long. If you bite me in the face looking at you, I know what that one might be. Check it on your phone. Get a comparison.
No, I agree with you on that. I forgot that pastel was in the pairing. Yeah, no, I agree. Let me write this one down before I forget.
This one's a little boy. So I think that one's black pastel spider. Male. Is this the next one?
Yep.
So this is one Caleb pulled out. Here, hold that one up
This
too.
one was male.
Yeah. And see the difference in color? So that one actually looks better now. This one's going to later on. Better now, will be better later on. And I think we might be dealing with is possibly a combo in there. Yeah. I'll have to do some comparison on this because I've never made one of these. But you're getting the white coming up in the side way more than you are in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of indicative of the pastel playing along. See what I'm talking about through there? Spider does it too. You're also getting more keyholes like the mom, but the color just seems off, and the head is much more blush than anything else we've seen, which could be, we could be dealing with a pewter bee in there, which I'd rather have just a straight pewter, but beggars can't be choosers. Doesn't matter anyway. It's male. These are all still a little small because they are the last ones. So what we do on that when we're not 100% sure on what we're writing, or not even like 85% sure, we put a question mark, right? So I know to come back before I sell that and double check it, go over some few things and find some comparisons and get confident in what I'm saying. So for those of you like me, and now we haven't been at this for 25 years, like a lot of guys who you watch their videos who've been doing this 25 years. We also have anybody in the area that we can pull on that's been doing it for that long. That's going to come here and help identify shit at this point in time. So we have to do it on our own. And that means sometimes we're going to take a step back. We're like, hey, it's this, or hey, it's this, or hey, it's this, and look at it. Plus, I do care if I say bad shit online. Well, and this throws a whole kit and caboodle off. No, it's just a bumblebee. That's all that is. No black pastel there. So we have a really kind of nice light bumblebee. And this looks lighter than it should. And why is that? That's the head Xanthic playing a role. So here is your head for a pastel. Bumblebee, no black pastel in here. Come here, you. Because, you know, I think there are channels out there that, and again, that's a male. This isn't me calling anybody out or anything like that, because I'm not telling you. I mean, I can't tell you even if I wanted to who I think does this, because it's just one of those things I think happens. It's not anybody in particular. That they want to make a call right away because it looks good on camera, like, oh, that's a 47G and this and that and this and that and this and that. They're going to come back down the road and make sure they're right. They're never going to talk about that on camera. And that the reality is we can look at an egg and get an educated guess. When the baby's first out of the egg, we can get a better guess. Post shed, we can get 90% of that shit done and done right. Some of it, Tofino albino, some of these, if you haven't seen it before in person, you're going to have to let it grow a little bit, and you're going to have to do some comparison, some work to make sure you have it right. Now, you get a dude like, I don't know, I'm going to pick on Will Banks right now. You get a dude like Will Banks who's been at this for 37,000 fucking years, and he's not going to have to cross-reference much. He's going to have seen 99.9% of what's out there, or enough combos of it to pick it out like that after it's shed. But even that dude is not going to call every baby in the egg 100%. He's been doing it longer than most. He is going to call it with really good accuracy probably after the first shed. But to do it 100% right, you're just going to see the whole animal. Take your time. It's not a race. And I would rather get it right than put bad shit on the internet and have people looking and thinking I'm doing this and all this when it's not true, because then that becomes the expectation, even though the expectation is false. Please don't lock up computer. Hey, it didn't lock us up or screw us. That is it, right, Caleb?
Yep.
All right, guys, really quick, if you got a question, ask now. If not, we've been at this for about 50 minutes. I'm going to hop off of here, and we are going to slide over to Patreon. We're going to talk about two things this month's special and why there's no videos. I'm going to give you guys an update because I'm really excited. Some of you may not be as excited. Some of you may be pissed. I can't help that. So if you have anything else, say it now. If not, I'm going to get off of here in about 10 seconds. See, we'll see. It could be, but the head is way different. Simon, the head's way different, and I've made a million spiders, and those heads don't look like the normal spiders I'm used to seeing. So we'll let it grow, and also, you know, they don't look like mom's head, so it's, yeah. Balls do not need a light at night. Balls really don't technically need a light anytime. If you want to give them light, it doesn't hurt them, but don't give them a light 24 hours a day for the love of God and all things holy. But they're a snake that hides a lot. They've been found in tree stumps. They've been found in a lot of that. Light will not hurt them. 24-hour days of light will hurt them, will stress them. Running in enclosures like this, like we run, obviously there's no light and it won't hurt anything. So I'd take you up on that. New York is a long way for us. Although we are looking at planning a trip to New York in the next couple of years. My wife's never been to NYC. I'd like to take her there. I have been to NYC, so I think she needs to go sometime just to check it out. Plus, there's a breeder out there I really want to visit. If you guys don't follow Blue Line Morphs, that's what I'm talking about. Baker's a cool dude. Give him a look sometime. All right, guys, that is all I got. We will catch you all. Oh, keep out of the. That would be probably all right. If you're a host, I'm sure she'd take you up on that. But we travel with dogs. I gotta warn you, man. I travel with dogs. That's how we roll. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you all next time.